My mom told family, one son makes us proud. The other plays with books like a child. What she didn't know is the so-called child had built a career bigger than her pride until my brother's fiancé Googled my name and the truth spilled out. Growing up, my family had a clear hierarchy. My brother Daniel was the star, center stage at every dinner, photos on every wall. Me, I sat at the far end of the table, literally and metaphorically. When I was 8, I wrote a story that got an A+ with extraordinary imagination in red letters. Mom barely glanced. That's nice, but Daniel's got his science fair tonight. The paper ended up coffee-stained on the counter. Daniel's half-working volcano project got framed on the wall. At family BBQs, before I could answer what I was into, Mom would cut in. Oh, Ethan just reads all day. He was never the athletic one. Everyone laughed. I was the punchline again. By the time I left for New York at 20, I'd learned to stay quiet. Let them underestimate me. Over 10 years, I built a career they knew nothing about. Published 2 books, won the Critics Circle Fiction Award, got featured in The New Yorker, sold international rights, had an adaptation in development, mailed copies home, found them later, still sealed, in the guest room. When I called home, Mom still asked, "So, are you still at that little magazine?" I let them think I was nobody. Then came Daniel's engagement dinner. Mom turned the house into a showroom. Daniel and his fiancée Sophia sat center under the chandelier. My card? Down by the kitchen door. Dinner started with Mom's greatest hits. Daniel just got promoted. They practically begged him. Every story about Daniel's genius while I pushed food around my plate. When Sophia's dad asked what I did, Mom cut in. He's nothing like Daniel. One son makes us proud. The other plays with books like a child. The table applauded. I raised my glass. Yup, just a ghost paying New York rent. That's when Sophia did it. She'd been quiet all dinner, but I noticed her eyes kept landing on me. She pulled out her phone, typing carefully. Her eyebrows lifted. She smiled. Guys? Can we pause for a second? So, is this you? She angled her phone toward me. My author photo. Black and white. My name. Reviews. Book covers. An article calling me one of the most compelling new voices of the decade. The table went dead quiet. Mom's mouth fell open. Ethan, why didn't you say anything? Mom cut in. Panicked. That's not him. He just writes little stories. Margaret. It literally is him. Same last name, his picture, interviews, published books. There's even a video of him on a televised panel for award-winning authors. Daniel forced a laugh. This is just a mix-up. Tons of Ethan Coles out there. I drummed my fingers. You're right, Dan. What are the odds another Ethan Cole who looks exactly like me, lives in New York, and writes books happened to be interviewed by the Times? Sophia kept scrolling. Winner of the Critics Circle Fiction Award. Featured in The New Yorker. Upcoming adaptation in development. How is this not something you brag about every 5 seconds? I shrugged. I tried bragging once. Didn't get past the cranberry sauce blockade. Daniel leaned forward. So what? You're some writer guy? That doesn't mean anything. Funny, because your fiancé is geeking out because she Googled me and found half a Wikipedia page. Mom tried softer. If this is all true, why didn't you think we deserved to know? I met her eyes. Calm. Because every time I tried to talk about writing, you changed the subject to Daniel. Eventually, I stopped wasting breath. Turns out Google listens better than you do. Sophia reached across the table. I think it's incredible. You've done all this on your own. I raised my glass. At least somebody Googled me before writing me off. Daniel's jaw tightened. Mom crushed her pearls. Dad finally spoke, voice low. Ethan's right. We were wrong. I should have seen it. You worked hard, built something, and we ignored it. I'm sorry. Weeks later, I got a package. The 3 signed copies I'd mailed years ago. Spines finally creased. Inside was a note in Dad's handwriting. I'm proud of you. Sorry for being blind. Daniel texted an olive branch. Mom started bragging at book club about my son, the author. Guess it took Google to do what my parents never could. Notice me.